I've got to blame my little brother for this.
Oh, boy.
Hey, can you hear us now, Matt?
How about now, Maddie? Can you hear us?
Should be able to.
Did we turn him up over there?
Yeah, we did.
Well, we were on a roll, too.
You're doing great.
God dang it.
Technology.
Test, 1, 2. Oh, what did Matt say? Can you hear us?
Now we have sound. Shame on you for blaming your brother.
That's funny. Well, Matt used to get blamed for everything.
Sorry, Matt.
Brother,
but it is little brother Evans' fault for changing up all the settings.
So let's do a condensed version. Go back and start over.
Hey, so we're talking about order takers or
salespeople, yeah.
And to recap all this, the gist of it is if you're not doing the business development process, the cultivation loop, you're just an order taker and you're not connecting with people.
Yeah, and you've got to develop those relationships. People got to know, like, and trust you before they're going to write you checks. So we always get these questions of, well, I'm doing this, and they're ghosting me. Well, they're ghosting you because they don't know, like, and trust you yet. You can't go in and meet somebody 1 or 2 times and expect them to stroke you a check. You got to invest some time to develop those relationships. People buy from people. They do. They don't care about how good your product is. They don't care about how good your service is. Initially, they will, but up front, to get to that point where people want to do business with you, they got to know, like, and trust you.
Well, and the important thing is the steps we missed, market research, who you selling to. It's very specific. You can't sell to everybody. You've got a unique value proposition. Exercise it.
Yep.
Know who you're going to. The next thing, you can't generate leads if you don't know who you're selling to. So the way you generate leads is networking, going out, talking to people, making connections, finding them out. The third thing is how do you get them into the loop and nurture them through the path, right? Yep. And by doing that, you build an advocate for you down the line that is referring you and growing your network. Initial outreach.
Well, and I want to tell you this. Initial outreach. Initiate contact with qualified leads through personalized messages, emails, phone calls, face-to-face, networking, all this stuff. You want to get to a point to where emails, text messages, and phone calls are complementary tools that you're using to the relationship. If all you're doing is sending emails, what do you think's going to happen? We get everybody. You get hundreds of emails every day. So this is what I do. I start going through my emails and say, well, that looks like a sales call, delete. That looks like sales call, delete. That looks like sales call, delete, right? I do the same thing on LinkedIn. I get these, happy birthday, Phil. I don't know who the hell this person is. Great.
Do you want to 10x your sales, Phil? I can help you.
Yeah. I mean, how to make $4 million in 30 days. I mean, so just, understand that not only do those not help you, they actually hurt you. On LinkedIn, if I get a lot of messages from the same person, somebody I don't know at all, and it's obvious, I just swipe left and just archive them and just get them out of there. So understand that people buy from people. The relationship is what's most important, and you've got to invest some time to develop those relationships. It can't just be about a proposal and a price. If it's just about a proposal and a price, you're going to look like everybody else every time. And every time then, the lowest price is who they're going to go with. Every time.
The next thing is initial contact. The next thing that you should do is listen to them.
Yeah.
Do they need your product?
Yeah.
Do they have a problem that your product solves?
Yeah, good old-fashioned fact-finding, right? Let's ask good questions. Let's hear and listen to them and understand what's causing them the most discomfort right now. I don't care if you have a solution for everything. Most people aren't going to do everything at one time. Most relationships are in stages, just like dating, right? They go in stages. It's like building a friendship. It goes in stages. You got to have time to develop trust. You got to have time to show what you can do.
It's a fact. But more importantly, you have to understand whether you solve a specific problem for that person. If you don't, then ask them if they know somebody who does to grow your network. Don't end it there. Just say, hey, I get it. You don't need my product now. You don't need anybody that needs what we can do to solve their problem. Once you have the needs assessment complete and you know what their pain points are, position your product as a solution to that pain point.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's what you should never present a proposal or a solution until you know exactly what you're talking about. Right. Specifically.
Yeah, you can't go in with just a canned presentation to everybody you talk to. I mean, first of all, that's insulting. In my opinion, it's a waste of people's time. What do you need? The other thing to remember in sales is you don't get a vote on whether they choose to buy or not buy from you.
It's a fact.
All you control is all the stuff prior to that decision. You got to be a professional. You've got to do the things you say you're going to do. You got to have a good product or service. You got to do a nice job on the presentation. You got to be able to explain the benefits of why working with you makes sense for this company. When you've done all those things, you've checked all those boxes, please don't turn into, Sammy the salesperson and go out there and start trying all these cute things. Just don't do it. It's insulting. Just let people make a decision, and you don't get a vote in that. Do everything you can, answer all their questions, have a sense of urgency. Remember, time kills deals. The longer you wait from when somebody's excited about something to where you get to the decision, the time frame for the decision, it decreases your chances of closing that deal. But once you've done all those things, you don't get a vote in it. They're going to make a decision. You got to honor that decision. And if the answer is yes, now the real work begins. If the answer is no, then you don't say, okay, never to talk to them again. You say, okay, I understand right now it's not a good time. I'd love to stay in touch. I'd love to be able to bring stuff that I think would be helpful to you, drop-offs, just service you any way I can. If you ever have any questions, please reach out and I'll stay in touch. Get confirmation. Yeah, that sounds great, Phil. Look forward to seeing you. And you go down the road and you put them back in what? The cultivation loop. And you just keep going. Okay, that's how it works. So you get to the presentation, you talk to them, and now it's time to ask for the business, right? Either they're going to say yes or no, like Phil said. Either way, the answer is a good answer because you know where they are and what are your next steps. If they say yes, like you said, work the deal and get to work and make it an amazing situation for them. If they say no, put them back in the cultivation loop to make them a valued partner, whether they buy from you or not, because you're making their life easier. Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think, you got to remember this too, guys. Planning trail, product sell, garbage pail. Everybody goes to one of those three categories. Now, it doesn't mean they're literally garbage. It means that your product's not a fit. It could mean that you don't want to work with them after meeting with them. Maybe there's something doesn't align ethically, something doesn't align just in your values, or it doesn't fit your product, doesn't fit your offering. But they're going to go in one of those three things. Planning trail, product sell, garbage pail. Planning trail means, like the example I gave earlier when I don't think anybody could hear us, if you have a higher ticket item, let's say it costs $100,000 for the higher ticket item, and you offer a lower ticket item that's $2,500, work on doing a product sell, right? Just get them in the system, give them an opportunity to know you, like you, and trust you. Now they're part of the planning trail once you make a product sell to where they become a client. I call it going from a customer to a client. And in my world, I believe there's a difference between somebody that's just a transactional customer and somebody who's a client that looks at you as a valued advisor. I don't really know what to say for the You don't know what to say? That was amazing. That was amazing? Hell, I'm going home. The last thing we're going to talk about here, and Phil is exceptional, this partnerships and alliances. I don't ever see Phil without a phone in his ear talking to somebody. Well, my wife doesn't think that's good. But you should turn it off when you go home. But the point is the way you build relationships is you reach out to people, you talk to them. You don't talk about your product all the time. How you doing? What's going on? You having a good day? We saw this, thought you'd be interested in it. Whatever it is, are you going to the game this weekend? Whatever it is they're interested in, make sure you're being a human being and having those conversations that make them want to hang out with you. Well, I think partnerships and alliances are important to all businesses because there's all type. Back in the good old days when I started, when everybody used to go out there and beat the hell out of each other and compete with each other and beat each other's brains out to where nobody made any money, right? Because we were just so worried about winning. You would win and then you'd lose because you'd say, well, okay, not only am I not making money, I'm losing money on this deal because you were so worried about competing. Collaboration is the top, is where you need to be. Collaboration works. I mean, yesterday, I'll give a real world example. I'm out talking to a client. We've got another client that's in the medical field, in the wellness industry. I said, hey, listen, these people have a lot of workers that are out there in this heat every day. Today's supposed to be the hottest day we've had ever for this day in the history of our state. They're out there 12, 14 hours working this heat. I said, you got to talk to them. They can come out and do IV therapies, give you guys a little extra jolt, hydrate them, make sure they're safe, make sure they're in good shape. They're out there, our other clients out there right now doing 21 IVs to help hydrate these people so that they're safe out working. That is a form of collaboration, obviously. It's also a form of strategic partnerships where I believe in a product, I feel like there's value in it. I want to help them. I'm telling other people about it, becoming that advocate, right? So go out, look for things, look for other industries, other businesses. Some of the best collaborations are people that do what you do. You know, they don't, just because somebody does what you do does not make them the enemy. I see young people. I talked to a young man that's very successful. He's been in one of our businesses for like 7-8 years, but he's still in that mode that I got to beat everybody's brains out. And I said, dude, collaborate with people. I don't want to collaborate with them. I want to beat them. Okay, all right, go ahead. I mean, you learn the way I learn the hard way.
Red ocean versus blue ocean.
Learn the hard way, but collaborate with people, right? Don't be afraid to go create these great relationships.
The last two things we're going to talk about, and this is really important, make sure you're getting feedback from your clients so you can see what went well and what didn't, what you could do better. Ask them, hey, if they say no, go, hey, I appreciate you not saying no. What did I miss in this presentation, and what could I have done better to make it easier for you to say yes?
You know, we've been doing this for years. We always ask people for feedback. Yeah. Sometimes you don't like the feedback, but that's where you grow. That's where you get better. We've never lost a client when we've asked for feedback and then we walk that out. Never, not once. When you don't ask for feedback and then it's just, you know, hey, let's go. This isn't working.
Well, direction. Yeah.
Well, why is it not working? Well, usually it's not working for one of two reasons. The client's not ready to do what you're asking them to do. They can't afford you anymore, right? Or you're truly missing the mark. You know, and if you're missing the mark, you need to adjust and get on track so that you're giving these people what they want.
Yeah, Matt made a good point there. We have good luck with suppliers who are OBO customers. I believe I read that right.
Yep.
Yeah, you absolutely do it because you have a relationship and they already know who you are, so they know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
The final thing on this is track what you're doing, track your performance. If you don't track it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's really important, this whole process, to make sure you're tracking what you're doing, where your successes are, where your failures are, and adjust accordingly, right?
Yeah, and the last thing I want to bring up is training and development. Okay, please do not be this kind of owner. Please do not hire somebody for your business development team, spend a couple days with them, have them read a couple little handouts, and then wish them luck. You've got to train and develop them. Yep. You've got to help them. But things change. The way people buying patterns change. I mean, the markets change. The world change. You know, I mean, people use technology now, and we're big proponents of that as well in their business development activities. But just remember, that alone isn't establishing a personal relationship. It's not establishing a know, like, and trust opportunity. So you got to make sure you're training the people, invest in them, understand that that's going to get you more results. Good training will create more sales every time.
Think about the people that you've connected with when you bought something and emulate that so you can connect with other people. Right?
Absolutely, 100%.
So with that, Dave and Phil, EXSIN Live, we are out of here.